Video 13 starts with a panoramic overview of the layout. This is the small section of the loft. A closer flyover will show how it all fits together. This is where the railway started over 40 years ago, on a board which was just 6'6" by 2'3". This far corner is now being dismantled because it needs to be rebuilt with proper detailing. Here you see Redrick Ordnance Depot, and then in the background Morrington Station, and as we move around we begin to see the town of Ashpeth with its station and the East Coast Railway Depot in the foreground. And then we move on to Oak Hill. Now a panoramic view of the larger section of the loft. Here we've got the railway on the right hand side, display cabinets and working area on the left, and the railway then crosses the far end of the loft. Continuing the flyover from Oak Hill, we have Ellenmouth Viaduct in the foreground, and then Elnham Village in the background. Next is Leverley Park Depot, and then we move on to Leefield Central Station. Beck Yard in the background, and then we see a considerable amount of space taken up by Leefield West Depot. Moving on we see the Builders Merchant, and then in the far corner the mill and brewery. In this final section we have the colliery and the cement works, and then the research centre. And you can see here that the track loops round and finds its way back to Leefield Central Station. A range of new liveries are on show as the railway has moved on to the early years of the 21st century. This part of the layout has had more detail added since video 12. A new scenic area has been created in this corner with a redundant siding leading to a derelict coal drop. A couple of preservation enthusiasts are having a look over their latest purchase, but the area where they've stored it doesn't look too safe, with a couple of burnt out cars nearby. Meanwhile, Class 47 in Virgin livery passes by with a matching rake of Mark II coaches. We'll stay here for a while because the local timetable suggests there's going to be quite a busy period coming up. A Class 66, number 28 in EWS livery, passes through on a steel train. This is followed by a Class 37 in the original DRS livery, hauling a ballast train made up of dogfish wagons. A Class 220 4-car Voyager in Virgin livery departs from platform 8. And then we see a Class 221 5-car unit arriving into platform 9. A second EWS Class 66, number 72, passes through the station with a rake of megabox wagons full of scrap. Yet another Class 66, number 14, is at the head of a rake of the new HTA large capacity coal hoppers. Although they don't look too new, they're getting a bit mucky already. A local service to Oakdale, Morrington and Ashpeth is in the hands of a 156 unit in the colourful Northern Spirit livery. Here is an interesting working. A Class 92 with the Bungalow to Irvine China Clay train has been diverted off the West Coast Main Line. These are silver bullet wagons, although there's not a lot of silver left. This Class 58 is sporting the original EWS livery, and it is in charge of a long rake of well-used MEA wagons. Well, it's nearly time to go, but we've just got the time to watch this GNER liveried Class 91 arriving into platform 9 of Leefield Central Station.